immediately, what did she do? She brought his tie to Nicole and said, "Give this to my Teddy Weddy." Okay,
Which is wild that she took the tie, because it's not like it was in her house.
Her standards are so low. Why would she need to do that? Just fucking change the decor. Take her to Italy next time. Like, just change the decor in your room, your apartment, and she'll be just as fucking impressed. Just take the L and go about your life. Make that money. Find you a little shorty on the side and do you. Like, hey y'all, welcome back to Loving Them Gates, a Beyond the Gates weekly podcast where Brian H. Waters and Queen PR dissects the latest episodes of the new hit show Beyond the Gates. We'll break down all the plot twists, character arcs, and iconic moments with our unique perspectives and a whole lot of love. Welcome back to Loving Them Gates. I'm Queen PR.
And I'm Brian H. Waters right here.
We are going to unpack the past week's episodes of Beyond the Gates. So welcome back. I want to thank everyone who's been tuning in to our weekly recaps and also our deep dive.
Yeah.
Please check out our deep dive on Eva's character. We also have one on Dani, Bill, and Haley's love triangle, and how that kicked off the nexus of Beyond the Gates.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be doing plenty more. But I did notice that most people that watch and enjoy our content are not subscribed to Six Heart Media YouTube channel. So this is me telling you, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel. It really helps us want to create more and more Beyond the Gates content. And we have a lot of other stuff on our YouTube channel. So please support, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, leave a comment and a like. It all helps.
And it don't cost you anything.
It doesn't cost you anything. And we want to connect with more and more gatekeepers. We love the show. We love talking about the show and want to bring more and more fans together.
And also, if they say, you know what, I've subscribed, but I also, I want to pick up the show where I left off when I'm riding in my car. Well, we are on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, so make sure you check it out there as well.
Listen to our podcast as well. So thank you for all the support. Loving Them Gates. We are here every week, so welcome.
Let's get it.
So let's get into it. Because it's been another explosive week of episodes.
Yeah, and I'm ready to argue.
I'm ready to argue too. So we are going to be recapping episodes 129 to 133 the week of September 15th, 2025. So you want to argue. So what you want to argue about? Let's start there.
Let's jump right. Let's get hot.
Get hot.
Yeah, we watching the show. Ted Richardson. And you was sitting up there. I felt like you wanted him to lie to Nicole. And I'm sitting there like, bruh, I understand. He already negative 3,000. If we play Monopoly, he got all his cards flipped over. Yeah. At that point when you got to like mortgage your properties before you're out the game, he's right there. He's hanging on by a thread. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you gotta tell her that you slept with Leslie.
I did not want him to lie to Nicole.
Okay, let's talk about it.
I thought he was about to. And I was encouraging that line of thinking just because he really, really fucked up. Like, so bad. Mm-hmm. And we all know deep down inside that he wants to get back with Nicole. He does not like Leslie. Mm-hmm. So I was like, you got caught in the situation. There's no proof. Why not try to deny it and blame it on Leslie's crazy? No. That's what I thought he was going to do. And I was kind of like, that's not the worst idea in the world. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. I can understand that. I would have went far. This could be a low kind of, I don't want to say dangerous, because if people don't know, we are together. So it's like, this could be like, all right, so what would you do in that situation? Mm. But the thing is, here's the thing. First of all, he don't like Leslie. So why would you even let her in your hotel room? Right. Why would you answer the door? Right. That's what I had a problem with. And then for him to give way and kiss her. Now, he could have played revisionist history. He could have bent the truth a little bit.
See, I would have, unless there was proof, I would have blamed it on.
That's what I'm saying.
Believe Leslie?
Oh,
really?
you would have with that?
I would have, if he was gonna lie, if he was going the lie route, I would have just kind of banked it on the fact that Leslie's insane. Of course, she probably snuck in. Remember, he started. He was like, oh, she probably switched it. You know, when she was in this room or something, he almost went there. So I was like, okay, I kind of see where you're going with this, because if there's no proof, you could kind of drive Leslie crazy by just refusing it, like just being like, that never happened, false, that never happened. You like. That's what I would have done, I think, because it is possible that Leslie made this whole thing up.
They could have made it not be consensual.
Like she took advantage of him.
Yes, because essentially that's what happened. She did.
False.
She took advantage.
She took advantage
of his state of mind.
Yeah, she learned that he was trashed.
Yeah,
drunk as fuck. It was like, oh, let me go see what I can do. But like I might have mentioned on last week's episode, it's not, or maybe we were just talking about it, but it's not like when Eva first came to Ted's room and he was like, you know, sloppy, you know, blurring his words, not knowing what he was saying, not making any sense, about to fall down. Now, if Leslie walked in then, I would be like, she took advantage. She went over after he done slept it off a little bit. He did not even seem as drunk as he was previously. And he folded. He was a man in this situation. I'm sorry. He folded. He did not have to fold. And the reason why I don't think that Ted has a bottom line when it comes to Leslie, like, oh, I don't, because one, he folded very easily, like quickly, in my opinion, even being drunk, because of everything that Leslie has done to your family and shit. Like, how could you even, the fact that he constantly lets Leslie into his hotel room says enough. Come on. Every time she comes to see him, he entertains her. He should be slamming the door in Leslie's face every single time she comes around. Period. And you want to argue?
Nah, you brought that up. I tried. Ted,
like you
on this one, yo.
You fumbled. Like, come on, like that was just stupid.
Right. But and I'm sitting there. I am glad he told Nicole the truth.
I am too.
Because at the end of the day, if there's I mean, we keep dialing it back. I think when we first started this, he was at 40% chance of getting back. Then there was that little rigmarole when Nicole said, stop making fun of him. Y'all stop. Y'all going too far. And I said, there's a chance. Then the house situation happened. I said, oh, he's at 0% now. Then we found out it was a ruse. I said, okay, he gained some more points. But then he tried to push. No, hey, give me credit. So now he drops back to 5%. He had negative 50.
Oh, now, yeah, it's a wrap now.
I believe in miracles.
I don't. I think sleeping with Leslie, it was, I mean, come on. Like, come on, Ted. Like, really?
She cares.
And this is she cares. Okay, but then now you just fucking shit into her face, basically, like, by sleeping with Leslie in the midst of all of this. And they're gonna, like, come on. Like, we talked about, he should have slept with anyone else but her.
No, you're right. But I gotta have a little bit of hope. Like I said, his chances are negative 50%. My hope is the 0.01%, which means there's a little chance, just because he told her the truth when he said, I can't lie to you, and because she cares. Now, is she going to use this in the divorce? Yeah, what he better do, he better go find some pictures of Chelsea. He better go find some pictures of Martin.
Oh, you mean Kat?
I said Cat. Yeah, Chelsea's Cat. He better find some pictures of Cat. Better find some pictures of Martin. He better pull the Bill Hamilton route. But he better do a confidence. See, you know, like I know your man Bill. He showed up. Hey, Dani, you remember this? Look at this. Remember what Chelsea? But see, Bill had nothing to lose.
But see, Bill is Bill though. So like, he's different.
And like, Ted turned his back on him.
But also, Ted is fucking stupid because. The thing is,
something about the Richardsons.
With Ted, yeah, they're not smart. Is you didn't catch that she had she was softening up when you was leaving the Dupree house?
No, he was out the door.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
But I would have caught the vibe though. Like there might have been a chance or something. Like you know what I'm saying? Like either way, like you torpedoed it by sleeping with Crazy. And then what also makes him dumb is that he really thinks that sleeping with this crazy woman, that it would have just been like one night, I told her that, it didn't mean anything and that's it, and you think that she's not gonna fucking take that shit and run with it? Like that immediately, what did she do? She brought his tie to Nicole and said, "Give this to my Teddy Weddy." Okay.
Which is wild that she took the tie. Because it's not like it was in her house. She grabbed the tie.
Yeah, because he
on
was
her
dumb
way
enough
up.
to leave Leslie alone in the room. Like, how do we not see how crazy Leslie is at this point? You slept with her. You let your guard down enough to sleep with her. You let your guard down enough to trust to think that she would keep it on a low.
Right.
And then you leave her alone to her own devices. Like, this is the same woman that plotted to almost kill someone to get her daughter a job just to infiltrate their lives, to destroy their lives. Why would you think you would finally sleep with this bitch and she would just be like, oh, everything is fine? Absolutely not. The first thing she did was create a scene.
Okay,
it's just silly. It's stupid.
So do Leslie have a chance of being with him?
Yep.
You think they would get together?
I hope. Well, I mean, now he already slept with her. Now Nicole not taking his ass back. She's gonna use the ammunition in the divorce, and he not gonna have no other options. And clearly, there's something there because he slept with her and enjoyed it. And I think that when Leslie was talking to her daughter Eva about the explosiveness of their sex life, I believe her.
Do you think that Eva was conceived in the same state of mind? That they was just you think it was all.
I think that when they first initially had an affair, Ted and Nicole were going through a lot, and he was in a vulnerable state and had this affair, and so I mean, maybe the answer is yes, I guess. But either way, going back to it, like if there was this big mistake that happened between us that like destroyed everything, like we went from being Nicole and Ted went from being the perfect couple to now Leslie coming in blowing everything up. We're on the verge of divorce, so you sleep with her?
Yeah.
Like, come on, like make it make sense, dummy.
Yeah.
Ted is a fucking dummy. He's a fucking clown.
That's the name of the episode.
Yes, he is a clown. And I think we talked about this before, I already barely respected the new Ted. Now,
do with the prices of it.
My respect for Ted, the new Ted, is zero. Although the song Keith Robbins, what's his real name? The song is good.
Oh, you like the song?
Is good. I'm not banging out to it,
but you don't like the music.
I don't like that, but it's not a bad song.
It's perfect for the show.
It's perfect for the show. So I feel so bad for Nicole.
Me too.
Because first of all, I gotta give it up to the restraint that Nicole has, because if another woman that blew up my marriage, blew up my life, continues to torment my life, my parents, my family, comes to me with my husband's tie that I got monogrammed for him, hands it to me like, can you give this back to him when or if you see him?
I think my brother-in-law had
a
custom.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I think he had a custom shirt for him and my sister's wedding. Shout out to Ted. Teddy
Weddy.
I call him that.
Yeah, no.
But wow.
That's where you just gotta fucking get that bitch clipped, or just because my thing is also I'm a fucking crazy bitch from the Bronx. Like, someone's getting hands put on them, Ted or fucking Leslie. Because my thing is, I would have held that tie in my hand and I would immediately have went to fucking Ted's room and punched that nigga right in his face. But we're gonna keep it classy on Love of the Gates.
That's Nicole.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's keep.
We're gonna keep it classy on there. But she did talk to Vanessa, her best friend. And Vanessa was like, why do you care? Nicole had to admit that she has feelings for him. We have to remember, like, I talk about it all the time, like, nothing about relationships and love and marriage is black and white. You know what I mean? Like, people that are like, oh, Dani gotta get over Bill. They were married for 30 plus years, have 2 kids together. Nicole and Ted again had the perfect relationship, perfect marriage, 2 kids, all of this time. Nicole's is not going to be a switch off where she's like all of a sudden just like never going to have feelings for Ted. And that's why I feel bad for her, because I feel like at some point she was softening up to forgiving him, and Ted just torpedoed that shit.
He needed a queen PR in his life to sit there and break it down. Not that way, no, but break it down like, look, just wait. That's all he had to do. He had to wait the course. He had to take some punches. He had to take some L's. He had to, what did Dani say? Jewelry. Spend some, Ruby apologies, I think she called it. And Bill didn't listen. I know we'll get into that later, but then he hurt the family.
Right.
Like in all actuality, right? It's the secret.
Mm-hmm.
Because what probably would have happened, they would have had a back and forth. They would have got back together. Eva would have been, and it would have been Eva Cat or something.
Mm-hmm.
They would have grew up as sisters.
Mm-hmm.
They would have gotten along. And then who knows? I mean, Leslie might have actually been out of the picture because she probably would have kept trying. Tay would have been like, give me my baby.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get rid of her. And they would have been happily ever after, you know. But the way it was, the deceitfulness. And that's the reason why Nicole can't stand Leslie. It's the constant.
Or Bill, too, because I think she also resents Bill because, Bill, you're supposed to take care of the situation. And you're supposed to be the fixer, but clearly you did not fix shit.
Some fixer he is.
Chill, Bill. I mean, I agree with you, but it's almost like and I do want to do a deep dive about like how much power the Duprees actually hold, and I think Bill has a lot to do with that. Being that he fixes a lot of quote unquote fixes a lot of problems for him because all the problems that supposedly was fixed have come back to light and just have not been the case.
Right.
So I'm very curious about that. But with Leslie, let's get back to her. So, because she also had somewhat of a busy week, besides even sleeping with Ted. The Duprees tried to ban her from the country club. Tried to ban her. Remember, they made calls because of all the connections they have. This bitch still a member.
Wouldn't work.
Like, still a member. And when you were talking, I was like, Leslie, Dana, whatever name she want to go by. She now has money.
Yeah.
The Duprees, there's no more checking her. Like, she can match y'all now. So it's almost, so y'all tried to do that. She said, I'll open a wing. I'll open my own wing here. And what they're gonna deny that? No, like now Leslie can play y'all games just as well with her craziness. Now she has the means to do it. So she was able to keep her country club membership. She was able to still buy the house across the street from the Duprees. Doubled her offer with Vanessa. Also, Vanessa, I said this before, it's real sketchy still to me that you even sold her that motherfucking house. But get your check, girl.
Her commission just doubled.
I said, get your money, girl, but also like, come on, like,
it was the friendship.
You
really
not
hurting.
Need that money, right?
Especially this connection to Joey Armstrong.
Right, exactly. Why don't you get Joey to fucking take care of this bitch, Leslie? But yeah, she had a busy week, and there's something like she is never gonna like. You cannot hold Leslie down, like. She manages to always still get a one-up on everybody, which is so crazy.
I can't wait. There's so much stuff that's got to blow up in her face. You think about
it's time. Like
the attempted murder. That's got to blow up. Everything, you know. And it's like, when? But she is the ultimate villain. And, you know, I be on the net, and I be seeing people, they don't like her story. I love the fact that she's on this show. Because
me too, and I'm glad it wasn't temporary.
Yeah, she is going through and making everybody's life
a
little hell.
You sound like her.
And that's the thing, because there's always a point when you watching the show and you just do that scream laugh. You know, like,
about
something she said,
because she's fucking crazy.
But she thinks, like, she really thinks this, you know. And I think Eva's the perfect daughter for her because Eva will hold her down, but then she'll try to check her. Right. And I do respect that. She'll try to.
There's a balance. With Eva,
she'll try to check her,
and that's still
private.
Her mom, right? And that's still her mom. She's like, I'm riding out for you, but like you said, Eva's gonna check her.
But she got some Leslie tendencies.
Absolutely. That's why is Eva a good person? Check out our deep dive because we really do go back into how we met Eva and really evaluating and really going deep and analyzing her character. But Leslie's character is almost impossible to analyze because she's always playing so many games and she's so deceitful. But she did have a bonding moment with Anita Dupree in the country club about her biological mother, Barbara. Do you think that emotion and that bonding moment was real on Leslie's part, or like how do you take that scene? Okay.
No, she didn't have a bond with her mother at all, and I get it.
No, did she have a bonding moment with Anita learning about her mom?
No, because there's no. That's what I'm saying. There's no bond with her mother. She tried to. Yeah, of course she's curious, but she knows what she's doing. She's softening up her opponent. All of the Duprees are her opponents, and she figured out. And Anita, I thought was smart. I was like, I tweeted, no, Anita, don't fall for it. And she was like, well, I guess I owe you. But she knows Anita's going to feel guilty because of what happened to Barbara. And in all actuality, is it Anita's fault? We don't No, they be saying Barbara was the heart and soul. So Leslie took all of that and she softened it up. And then she's gonna move in and continue to make their lives a living hell.
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of like, if I say it every single week. These people give Leslie way more time and attention than I ever fucking would.
Mm-hmm.
I would literally act like this bitch did not exist. But I think it was very mature of Anita too, because she's also reconciling her own guilt over what happened with Barbara, and like the things that Leslie was saying. Like really did kind of tug at the heartstrings. Like she doesn't know anything about her. Like everything Leslie was saying was true. Like I don't know anything about her. I just want to learn something from who she was, the type of person that she was. So I do appreciate that Anita, because I think like Anita even said, like it wasn't for Leslie, it was for me and Barbara's connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. I guess Barbara gonna live forever, huh?
I mean, through Leslie, crazy ass. Okay, so what should we get into next? Because it was a very busy week. So let's go to Eva, since we're talking about her mom.
Oh boy.
What makes you say that?
We asked a couple weeks ago, is she a good person? And this week I'm like putting out social clips, putting everything on our Facebook page, Loving Them Gates. I'm looking in the Reddit boards. I'm finding all the gatekeepers. But boy, oh boy, Eva made it hard for me to answer this question. I told you, she was like my favorite character, but the rankings can always change. She done dropped the number 3. Yeah, so
I just don't. I think Eva's constantly put in a difficult position between her parents, and I think she knows what it means. Like Ted sleeping with her mom, like she knows what that means and the danger that can come with that. So
exactly. So why would you tell her that? Oh, mom, dad's
that was dumb. That was dumb when she did that, and I could see Leslie's fucking the wheels turning in her head when she was like, "Yeah, I just left him. I'm worried about him. He's so wasted. He could barely talk. He could do this." Leslie said, "Oh, I'm gonna need you to go. I got plans." This girl freshened up and went to go see her mans.
And I have to remember, she's in her 20s, so the mental.
Yeah. And she loves her mom. Yeah. At the end of the day, so it is what it is. So let's get into. Shall we get into Derek and Ashley?
Let's talk about it.
Okay, so last week it left off with her fucking proposing to him for some reason. Like she thought that was a good idea.
And that's where our deep dive starts.
That's where our deep dive starts is her getting down on one knee. But so now Derek, they have long conversations about it, and she's like, "No, this is what I want. I want to marry you. I came to the conclusion, all of this." So Derek finds out that he's going to be able to get released on outpatient at some point. And she's like, "Okay, well, you're going to move in with me. I'm going to change up my apartment. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this." And it just seems so sudden.
Guilt.
Especially because it felt like Ashley and Derek had finally figured out what went wrong in their relationship initially was them moving in too soon, them not wanting to make room for each other or adapt to each other and all of that stuff. And now she's talking about changing up her apartment, her studio, to accommodate, basically a handicapped person. But then we also see that he is feeling feelings in his legs. He's having sensations in his legs. And Shanice, being the good nurse that she is, peeps this and checks Derek. So why do you think he's lying about having feelings in his legs? Do you think it's because he thinks Ashley is going to be like, "Oh, you good. Maybe I don't love you. Maybe I'm just feeling bad for you."
That's exactly what it is. He want to see how far she gonna go, So I think that's crazy, but he ain't stupid. He should know. He shouldn't have accepted the proposal. He just said no. We're gonna wait. He played the victim like he's been doing.
He is a victim, though.
But he played that victim like, let's just wait and see how I am afterwards when I'm back to walking again. No, because after he saw that whole thing with Andre, he shouldn't have had nothing else to do with it.
Yeah,
being honest. He should have said, "No, keep your distance. You got an itch. Clearly, you need to go scratch it." Bottom line.
Right. You hear another man saying, "If it wasn't for Derek's accident, I'll be making you breakfast in bed." Like, that's insanity. right there.
Right. And then the fact is, I know he wanted to choke him. It's like, how dare you say that?
Wait, and then can we just talk about Ashley dumbass thinking that she needed to loop Andre in? Now I get it. Like, I've had situations. I get where, you know, you kind of make a final decision on someone and you gotta kind of have to let your roster know, like, I chose him. It's, you know, it's over now. Like, basically, like, it is what it is. Like, that is not an easy conversation to have. Why Ashley felt like she needed to have this conversation with Andre at the hospital with Derek there.
Right.
And then feels the need. This bitch really said, I want to keep Andre looped in to our situation because he's our friend. What? So then you have this awkward ass scene in the in Derek's hospital room of like Ashley and Derek talking about their love and getting married and their future together, and then you got poor Andre, literally tears brimming in his eyes watching this, and Ashley is just going on and on and on. I think you referred to her as diabolical or evil. Like, diabolical. What the fuck?
Yeah, I was sitting there, I was like, ooh. And you know, Andre is Andre, right? He can be the worst sometimes. But he didn't even deserve that.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't see what the point of that
and I
was.
just kept seeing like this image of like one day Ashley being on the outside, Andre and Derek playing balls. Like, yo, and they got their own, you know, Andre got some baddie, Derek got some baddie. It's like, yo, we was really tripping over her. But like, cause she's playing with these guys.
She really
and
is.
she in her head though, and then I wonder, like, were you that sheltered that you really thought this could
was
work?
a good, yeah.
Like, what was your mother doing? Did you not have fun in college?
Right.
I get you wanted to be a nurse and you was deep in the books, but you know, you at the Fairmont Hospital. You ain't at Mayo Clinic or Johns Hopkins. Like, you're a nurse, not you know, and that's not no disrespect, like, because it took a lot, but like, sis,
no, seriously,
really,
get it together.
You trying to tell these guys like, come on, Andre, like, there was no need. They're not friends, and he's not your friend. He's your companion. He's your buddy, and you could have made him your fuck buddy, but you didn't.
Right. That was just so silly.
And then he crying.
Like, also, really,
I just
hurtful.
like her so much. He wear that dumb mustard sweater.
Oh God, that's too small.
Right. I'm like, come on, Dre. Like, I would have been like, yo, shut up, man. Yeah, what did you see in her? Just because y'all delivered a baby
also, like,
together?
what did she see in him too? But I'm gonna do my own. Yeah, you're right. That's probably what she really wants. We're gonna definitely do a deep dive on Andre at some point, because I really want to just get into like.
I think we just need a YouTube short so you just going through all his outfits.
Oh God!
You like no.
Please dress him better, please. Everyone else has a decent wardrobe, even if I don't particularly like the outfit. It's like it's just so bad. He's just so bad. But Andre is like genuinely heartbroken when Ashley tells him that not only that they're engaged, but that she proposed, because I think he thought like, oh, you know, once this passes, once things with Derek kind of settles and stuff like that, I think he was ready to be like, okay, Ashley, like, what's up? Like, let's try again.
You think he was going to take her to Paris for real?
No. I mean, her standards are so low. Why would he need to do that? Just fucking change the decor. Take her to Italy next time. Like, just change the decor in your room, your apartment, and she'll be just as fucking impressed. And speaking of that, okay, so Andre was genuinely really heartbroken. So he links up with Dani, who is also heartbroken. Because shall we get into that as well? So I felt bad for Dani this week because she was having such a good time, and it was nice to see. Like, I obviously want Bill and Dani to get back together, but even if they didn't, let's say, like, it was really nice to see them enjoying each other's company, going down memory lane, talking about their kids, talking about like good memories. Like, it was really nice to see that. Obviously, Haley was not okay with this. Seeing Dani in the house, she was just like, oh, hell no.
Can you blame her?
I just think I'm more of like a realist.
But you're situation. More of a realist.
So I think like I don't know. Like
I'll say this. I wouldn't be that way, but I don't blame her, because deep down inside,
Haley?
she knows she stole Bill from Dani. So she always got to keep her head on the swivel. That's why.
Well, that's immaturity.
Well, yes. And we're also talking about, what, a 25, 30-year-old?
Yeah.
So.
That's really dumb. But also, too, like.
It's Dani Dupree. How many times can
okay,
life
but
can she
you
win?
also are dating or you're married to a man that left a marriage of 30 years and one of their children was kidnapped and almost killed.
Yes.
There is a part of me that would just be like, of course y'all are going to bond to a certain extent. Like, I wouldn't feel like, oh, you need to go shut it down. Like, I would trust the fact that y'all can have these little moments and that is it's not going to be that serious. And also, like, Bill proved once again this week he loves Haley. As soon as Haley said, I'm gonna need you to go tell Dani or remind Dani that you don't want her and you're happy with me, Bill did it without even well, he was like, not necessary, but he did it. You know what I mean?
That's
so it's just
true.
like, Haley, like, you got him. Like,
Yeah.
from this point on, if she still start playing all them dumbass games, I'm like, Haley, you're gonna really lose him, because Bill walked in on her and Tomas and the fucking theatrics immediately, saw right through that shit and said, okay, why y'all playing games? Like, what the fuck is happening? Immediately. Like, come on, like, you're not even moving right.
But see, the thing is, like, Haley doesn't have. She's around Caroline. She's more of
Caroline a dummy too.
Right, she's an enabler.
Yes.
She doesn't have a real one. The realest friend she probably had isn't her friend anymore. That's Naomi.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when she said, "That's my stepdaughter." I still can't get over it.
Girl, I'm really gonna need you to chill. But I felt bad for Dani, because I think she even was secure in the fact that her and Bill were friends again. Like, I don't even think, and I think everyone else was like, oh my god, they're getting back together. Oh my god. And even like when Bill confronted Dani after Naomi checked him, it was like, what's going on? Bill said it to Dani. Dani was like, girl, please. Like, she even was like, hey, nothing ain't happening here. So it's like everybody was good. So it was just so unnecessary to put that extra drama, and it hurt Dani's feelings. And I felt really, really, really bad about that.
Don't mess with your Dani Dupree now.
Right, and I feel bad for that. And then who did she go to the bar and see? Is a heartbroken Andre. And they start drinking and commiserating about Ashley and Derek and Bill and Haley. And a lot of people, like, I was seeing on like Facebook, like, oh my god, I love Andre and Dani's relationship. They should just get together and blah blah blah. And seeing a montage of how they got together and stuff kind of did almost change my mind. But like, do you feel like Dani and Andre are meant to be together as a real couple? Like, how do you define their relationship at this point?
It's perfect the way it is.
Yeah.
They don't need to be a couple. They need to just be each other's emotional support system. I love when Dani was able to say, no, you're going to tell me the truth. Mm-hmm. No, tell me about Miss Blander than vanilla. And it, like, the fact is, because she's making him grow up. So I love that. I don't need them to be together. I don't need him changing, taking her car to the shop and getting her oil changed. I don't need him, her sitting up there. Yeah, make her breakfast, but they don't need to be together. He's not emotionally mature enough for Dani Dupree, because of the situation. We saw how he was acting with Bill.
Yeah.
In the same, he was being just like Haley. And then he tried to stand up.
I think you're in my seat.
You in my seat, bro. And it's like,
nigga.
Right. So imagine, like, because Dani's going to hit that runway again. And then he's taking the pictures. No, why are you doing that? No, like, it's just little things he do. He's not ready for that. So I don't want to see them two as a couple. Now, this whole jet situation, I'll believe it when I see it.
Don't get me started.
Because it's like, okay, you getting it. What's taking so long? I believe when I see it.
If they had access to a private jet, why he ain't take Ashley to Paris for real?
Because he didn't.
I'm gonna leave
have
it at
to.
that. Exactly. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Because she was like, take me. You, because that's what she was like. Oh, you took her to Paris? Oh no, well, you were wine and dine me too. See, that's where he messed up too. But that's where it gets a little, because like, I love that, because that plays in a real life situation. Like, as a woman, like, I'm gonna listen to all you things, but don't think you just gonna come back here that easily and just treat me like some crumbs.
Exactly. So they're wasted right now. They've been on a bender for a while now. Dani and Andre are on their way to Vegas. To God knows what's gonna happen in Vegas. But Andre even mentioned getting hitched. Like he even said it, like, aren't we being adventurous or something like that? I was like, bruh, no. But they haven't taken off yet. We don't know if they're gonna end up going. They're fucking wasted. So we don't know how this trip that they're gonna take is gonna end.
That's a 4-hour flight.
You
from
know,
Vegas to
so
DC.
I am very curious to see how this turns out. And what I really do hope is it's just a good, fun adventure.
Yeah,
like a nice little sexcapade with her little fuck buddy, and then they come back and hopefully can go back to like their real lives. Because
I think that's what's gonna happen.
I really hope that happens because, I mean, even Anita and Vernon were like a little nervous. Like, okay, them drunk on a plane to Vegas doesn't sound like a... but we're going to just like kind of hope for the best.
Right.
Back to Bill. Because he also was busy beside his relationship. And then he gets a visit from Doug, who we learned went to college with Bill. So they're college friends. They're, you know, quote unquote brothers. Because I think that's something that Doug was like kind of relying on, the fact that like, nah, Bill got my back. Like, he's not gonna betray me to, you know, Joey Armstrong. He does not know who Bill Hamilton is. Because even Randy was like, how well do you know Bill Hamilton? Like, don't underestimate him. Like, he might...
color he see is green.
Yep, exactly. And
I just want to know, did they go
no.
to HBCU?
I want to say yes.
Because if they did, that's even more diabolical.
I know.
For him to try. Because, like, you know, I could get why he's saying we're brothers.
Yeah. And he's a little naive. But I think one thing I do want to mention about Doug is that he was ready to leave the situation alone with Joey. And he was just like, you know what, fuck it. But then he walks in on Joey and Vanessa. And Joey looking him in the eye and smiling. He immediately called Randy, like, meet me at RVG. Went to Bill's house and was like, told Bill everything. The whole situation about the money laundering, the affair, how he got into the situation.
Came with Chatty Patrick.
Chatty Patty. Shout out to anyone that knows that fucking reference. But yeah, he told everything and he's thinking that, I got him. Like, you know, he meets with Randy and Doug is like, I'm getting the situation taken care of. I got Bill Hamilton on it. He's a reputable lawyer. You know, we don't have anything to worry about. And Randy, having, you know, kind of been in the dark underworld, like knows like Bill Hamilton is not someone that you could just explicitly trust.
Right.
Like, and when it comes to Joey Armstrong, you really never know who's in his pocket because of who he is. And Randy is smart enough to know that. But Bill meets up with Doug. Meets up with Joey Armstrong, who is having dinner with Vanessa. And there's, mind you, Vanessa and Doug are sitting on the same side of the booth. They just have this conversation about their relationship, essentially their feelings for each other. Do they have feelings for each other? And everything that I predicted about Joey and Vanessa is true. Vanessa got Joey. Like, he is in love. He is infatuated. He loves that she's a challenge. She, you know, we know she's already enthralled. She loves that dangerous aspect of things.
Yep.
You know, her and Doug have this open relationship. So she's kind of just like, I'm loving doing business with you. I'm loving learning more. I love the dangerous side. Let's do it. They're kissing in public. They kiss in front of Bill. And Bill is like, oh, okay, well, I don't know, but I love when he's like, well, I don't know her like that. All I know is she's Nicole's friend. She sells houses.
That
like,
was hilarious.
You know, you see her in a certain way. I don't. But basically, he warns Joey, like, yo, this is about to go down. Like, you know what we need to do. Joey doesn't seem to be worried. How do you see this situation playing out?
I don't. This one I can't call. I'm sitting here looking at this. I think, because Bill got a lot going on too. You feel me? He still got his mental health, his daughter, his wife.
His naggy
I know,
ass
you
wife.
know. I'm more interested in Vanessa and Joey's relationship than I could care less what happened to Doug. I know a lot of Beyond the Gates Twitter is saying Doug gone next week. They already right.
It kind of feels that way though. I mean, that phone call from the police station. Why else would they need to speak to Vanessa? And also in the preview for next week, Joey wants to take Vanessa out of town. So I'm wondering, is she taking Vanessa out of town because they put that hit on Doug? Because Doug is ready to turn, Joey on, or he thinks that Bill is gonna help him turn Joey in.
All over gambling issue.
He started.
This is where it all
That's why he should have take the L and go about your life, make that money, find you a little shorty on the side, and do you. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's go into another relationship that has imploded this week, and that is Kat and Tomas. So the beginning of the week, we have Kat, who is like, oh my God, like, Gran, I need you talking to Anita, I need you to help me. I think I kind of torpedo my own relationship. Like, what do I do? So Kat was able to go to Tomas and they kind of reconciled, and Tomas plans this beautiful night for them in a hotel room, dinner, really nice, really elegant, really romantic, really sexy. And it looks like they're about to have a really good, passionate night at first. And I'm like, oh, okay. That next scene of her once again on the side of the bed, like, what the fuck was that? What did I get myself into? And as a woman, I have been in positions like that where you're literally like, how did I get here again? Why did I do this again? I knew this nigga was whack in bed. Why did I do this to myself? And they get into an argument about it. What was your reaction to hearing them kind of blame each other for the bad sex?
It was about damn time. It was about time, because he walking around sitting up there thinking he giving out the goods, and he's terrible. He had to say something, and yeah, you could make the argument that, oh, well, she's young, this is her third time. She know how she's supposed to feel.
Yeah,
like. She know, like, she got enough cousins and sisters.
Right.
Like,
and also, you just know, like,
your body gonna tell you, like, yes or no.
And if there's chemistry with a sexual chemistry with a guy, virgin or not, it's gonna come out. Like, whether you're experienced or not, like, you're gonna know if you have sexual chemistry with someone. Mm-hmm. So it's clear y'all don't have sexual chemistry. And even Tomas, like, I'm cringing hearing him tell her, like, I'm gonna learn how to rock your world. It's like, ew, like, no, who wants to go?
They don't have chemistry at all. Period. They don't even have.
That's why I want to see
dinner chemistry.
Right, and that's why I wanted to see if he slept with Eva. Even though I don't think Eva should give him any because he don't deserve it. But right. I want to see him with other women. Like, is he just bad in bed, or does him and Kat just not have that spark? And like I mentioned before, I don't think Kat even wanted to be with him. I think she just kind of forced the situation when she thought that Eva was sleeping with him. Like, that's really how I feel.
He better get with Caroline. That's what someone said to get with. Leave the sisters alone. Yeah, maybe Vanessa can get him going.
I know Vanessa's busy. She's not gonna go to some whack ass Tomas. She's dating a fucking kingpin, like, for all intents and purposes.
Just to like,
no.
She need to remind Joey that she still love her husband and she likes playing outside. And
well, he knows that because he find her ledger for his fucking escort service. She's one of his best customers. So he knows she like to get around, that bitch is adventurous. And I love that. That made me love her even more, to be completely honest with you. Because I'm like, girl, you better live your fucking best life. But I do want to also mention.
Oh, Magic Cat goes to Vanessa for advice.
I mean, she has the most exciting sex life on the show. Her and Dani, I would say, has the most exciting sex life on the show.
I would say Vanessa because she has multiple partners. Remember?
I'm saying both.
Yeah, but like Dani's still like she's the same person. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, as far as multiple.
But her and Andre,
I know what you're saying.
It in. They be having nights to remember. Like, they talk about it all the time. And no one else has sex with their partner and is like, oh my God, this is like the most amazing thing ever.
Jacob?
I haven't seen them fuck in a long time. Okay, they too busy worried about fucking June.
Madison and Chelsea?
Okay, I want to see more of that, by the way. But back to Tomas real quick. I do want to mention that Bill does have a conversation with Tomas about the theatrics in his living room. And Tomas had to be clear, like, just got dragged. And the Bill's not stupid. As we can see, he's not stupid. He knows me and my wife was from, my wife got you into this. I understand, bro. But Bill had to like, no, like I see everything, my nigga. Like you're not slick. And Tomas, you can see that fear was, because he respects Bill. That's his boss. He wants to. He
wants his respect.
He wants his respect. Exactly. So we mentioned June, and Naomi and Jacob. So they were kind of busy with June this week. June, as always, June is successfully turning her life around. I will say that she's absolutely beautiful, by the way. The actress is absolutely beautiful. And she is testing out a job at Orphe Jeans as a waitress. And she's horrible, but she has a great personality and everyone falls in love with her the way that they tend to do. So they're able to get her to keep her job, which is a beautiful thing. But I want to bring up how this connects to her kids, June's kids.
Yep.
So Samantha, last week we talked about, was caught in the studio at Kat's and Chelsea's apartment with a boy named Nathan. And, they almost go there. They almost go there. And I gotta say, the maturity. Because and the reason why I feel like I need to say that is because if you listen to Loving Them Gates, I talk about how I feel like Samantha and Terrell don't stay in a kid's place and they're like a little bit too vocal with their parents, a little too much involved, and their expectations of being involved are like off because they're teenagers. But the maturity that she had when it came to like, oh my God, I just almost had sex for the first time. I think 16. 15, 16 years old. I don't know if I'm ready for this. This is a big step. Hold on. I need to talk to an adult in my life. And that takes a lot of maturity and trust in her parents. So she was able to talk to Martin about it. And Martin was like, okay, wow, I really have a teenage daughter. This is crazy. And she realizes that she is the only woman in a house full of men. She's been adopted by 2 gay men. She has a brother. She has aunts. She has her grandmother and stuff like that. But she realizes, like, you know what? I think I want my mom's advice on this part of my life. And I can understand that her brother can't. They have a conversation and he realizes like, oh shit, maybe she does need, our mom. But what do you take from that? Like, do you think Samantha was right? Do you think she should have asked June? Do you think she should be satisfied with like talking to her, all the men in her household?
Yeah, I think, looking back at it, of course it's easy from the outside looking and say, oh, well, she got the Duprees. She got great access. But I think it's one of those things where it's like, oh, well, knowing mom's around or accessible, I want to have a relationship. And her brother didn't want to. But I kind of feel like this is a great excuse. And a lot of times we say excuses in a conniving way. But I feel like it was like, oh, this is a good excuse. Now we can go talk to her. I can talk to her about woman stuff, because in all actuality, she should have a relationship with her mother. Right. Even if her mother can't take care of them. They should have a relationship. Because she's not
saying like, oh my God, there's no women in this house, I'm moving on my mom. Like, no, she's just like, I want to have a open conversation about this with my mother. I want to learn, when did she lose her? Like, and that's so natural. Like, wanting to hear her own mother's experiences with these sorts of things. Like, I love the maturity of that. I love that Terrell came around and was like, I'll go see her with you. You're not going to do this by yourself. I love that everyone in her life, both of her fathers and her brother were like, I want you to get what you need. And as hard as it might be, like, I think especially for Schmitty, and this happens like with adoptive parents, period. There's always that insecurity of like, I'm not their birth parent. At some point, they're going to want more than what I can offer. And that's doubled if it's same sex, because you're like, okay, we have this girl. At some point, we're not going to be enough. And there's that insecurity there. And I can understand that. But I also just love how they're all just, rallied around the kids and we're just like, whatever y'all need.
Yep.
So I really appreciated that. And I love that for June. As much as I joke that like, I don't give a fuck about June and I don't know why Naomi and Jacob do. That's still accurate, but I also do love to see June turn on her life around because she is really sweet. She's really funny. She was able to keep her job at Orphe Jeans. So that's pretty good. So Martin and Schmitty, I do hope that all of these situations bring you guys closer together. It's time for that. And just to end off real quick, talking about Chelsea. Chelsea is having a rough time. I was a little annoyed in the beginning of the week with Anita and Kat kind of pressuring her to fucking start this purse line, and I was like, girl, it could wait. Like, I feel like her emotional and mental health is way more important. But clearly this bag has to be launched. So they are like, why don't you do it like this with no press, with no people, connect with your online audience more. And it looks like Chelsea is coming around and they are going to release their bags. And Chelsea Cat, which are really going to be going on sale September 29th. So I am very proud of Chelsea and her growth. And I do hope that they kind of give her more grace in getting over this situation. But yeah, this week was another great week of them gates.
Yeah, it was.
Very
it's the best show on daytime television.
Very much
I have to
so.
say, I've been seeing the elevation of the Young and the Restless, and even Bold and the Beautiful's got me real back in. And I said, I think
they all got stepped their game up.
They stepped their game up, and you see, like, looking at the ratings, I've been seeing that the ratings have been increasing. So we definitely want people to continue to support the show, continue to support our show, continue to support all the gatekeeper content out there. And, we want to connect with other gatekeepers because it's the best show on television.
It really is the best show on television. I do want to give also a quick shout out to Lauren Buglioli. Please, I apologize if I mispronounced your last name. But she showed some love to our pod last week of me praising her as being my favorite character. And she was really sweet. So thank you so much. I want to shout out all of the actors who are like boots on the ground. I see on Facebook all the time when they see other gatekeepers out and about who want pictures with them. That's fans of theirs. They are very warm, very welcoming. I see pictures all the time. They guest on Beyond the Gates podcasts. Hint, hint, hint. So I really appreciate that so much. So I just love the show. I love the cast. I love the crew. I'm so excited to be covering this show every week. I love talking about it with you.
Yeah, I love talking about it with you too.
Again, like I said, I want to keep growing our audience. I want to keep connecting with more gatekeepers. So please, if you enjoy this show, hit that subscribe button. Support 6 Heart Media Productions. Hit the bell for notifications. Leave a comment. Share the link. Like our Facebook page. Yes. Loving them gates. And we will see you next week.